which brings me to the first part of my plan. To immediately increase the supply of oil. Our prices are rising because of Putin's action. There isn't enough supply.
So everybody, Democratic lawmakers are finally coming together to propose a new brand new Ford stimulus check, $1,400 stimulus checks, everybody. Democratic lawmakers are finally coming together to propose a brand new Ford stimulus check. Now this stimulus bill, everybody, is coming from Nancy Pelosi and some members of Congress like the Democrats. And this bill will help move towards approving more crisis relief funds to help people during this time. Now due to soaring prices, Americans are expected to spend $2,000 more on gasoline this year over last year. That staggering number came after lawmakers are looking for ways to lessen the pain at the pump. The latest state to put forward new stimulus relief money is California. Governor Gavin Newsom, who has come up with a plan for a California gas stimulus check, says he plans to give $400 per vehicle to state residents for a maximum of 2 vehicles. And according to CNN, the Governor Gavin Newsom proposed an $11 billion relief package. It includes sending registered car owners in California stimulus checks of $400 per vehicle. It's capped at 2 vehicles, everybody, and this means a household can get up to $800 in energy rebates. The official proposal states that a tax refund will take the form of $400 debit cards for registered vehicle owners and individuals, and they'll be eligible to receive up to 2 payments. Now, gas prices, as we all know, are among the highest in California. According to AAA, the average price per gallon in the state was at $5.87 per gallon. Drivers in California agree that, on average, spend around $300 in gas taxes per year. So I definitely agree that Congress should take immediate action to get money directly into the pockets of people, especially the ones who are facing higher gas prices. Now, right now, there is no income cap to qualify for the California gas stimulus check. The eligibility is based on vehicle registration and not tax records to ensure seniors getting Social Security disability income and low-income non-tax filers also qualify for the stimulus check. So Newsom's proposal, everybody, also includes $2 billion in broader relief. This also includes, everybody, $750 million in incentive grants to transit and rail agencies to offer free transit for 3 months to Californians. This means about 3 million Californians travel by bus, subway, or light rail won't have to pay anything for 3 months. And the $2 billion broad relief also includes up to $600 million to partly pause the sales tax rate on diesel for 1 year. Also, the proposal sets aside $523 million to pause the inflationary adjustment to gas and diesel tax rates. Another proposal from a group of congressional Democrats is going to provide an energy rebate of $100 direct payments to everyone that qualifies for this. Representative Mike Thompson and John Larson introduced the Gas Rebate Act for 2022. It will provide $100 per month for adults, everybody, and listen to this. An additional $100 for each dependent for the rest of the year, and for any month where the national average gas price exceeds $4 a gallon. So this plan is modeled after previous stimulus checks designed to jumpstart the economy amid the crisis. Now, like the earlier stimulus payments, the gas money will be sent to a single filer earning less than $75,000 per year, before phasing out for those making $80,000 or more. Joint filers earning less than $150,000 will receive the payments, phasing out at $160,000. The bill will not include information on how the payments will be funded. Other proposals, for instance, however, would put the cost of a gas rebate on large oil companies. And one representative, O'Connor, and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse also are proposing a big oil windfall profits tax. Now, the thing about this is that a tax will charge a per barrel tax equal to 50% of the difference between the current price of gas, price of a barrel of oil, and its pre-crisis average price between 2015 to 2019. According to CBS News, once the bill is passed, if the oil price per barrel is $120, the tax would actually raise about $45 billion a year, providing single filers with $240 annually and joint filers with $360 each year. Those are some of the major findings of the new national NBC News poll, which found that Biden's overall job approval rating had declined to 40%, the lowest level of his presidency. So I think that stimulus checks, everybody, will definitely help President Biden improve his approval ratings. Do you guys think so? Tell me in the comments if you do.
And the bottom line is, if we want lower gas prices, we need to have more oil supply right now. For U.S. oil companies that are recording their largest profits in years, they have a choice. One, They can put those profits to productive use by producing more oils, restarting idle wells, or producing on the sites they already are leasing. Giving the American people a break by passing some of the savings on to their customers and lowering the price at the pump. Or they can, as some of them are doing, exploit the situation. Sit back, ship those profits to the investors, and while American families struggle to make ends meet. Look, this is a moment of consequence and peril for the world, and pain at the pump for American families. It's also a moment of patriotism. I want to acknowledge those companies that have already announced they're increasing immediate production. They're investing money to produce more oil, and also clean technology we need to reduce our dependence on oil in the future. They have everything they need, nothing standing in their way. And they've indicated they will be producing an extra 1 million barrels of oil per day, probably starting as early as this fall. That's progress. But some companies have been pretty blunt. They don't want to increase supply because Putin's price hike means higher profits. One CEO even acknowledged that they don't care if the price of a barrel of oil goes to $200 a barrel. They're not going to step up the production. I say enough. Enough of lavishing excessive profits on investors and payouts and buybacks when the American people are watching. The world is watching. U.S. oil companies made nearly $80 billion in profit last year, and this year those profits are expected to continue to soar. This is the time, not the time to sit on record profits. It's time to step up for the good of your country, the good of the world, to invest in immediate production that we need to respond to Vladimir Putin, to provide some relief for your customers, not investors and executives. Look, I'm a capitalist. I have no problem with corporations turning a good profit. But companies have an obligation that goes beyond just their shareholders, to their customers, their communities, and their country. No American company should take advantage of a pandemic or of Vladimir Putin's actions to enrich themselves at the expense of American families. Investing those profits in production and innovation. That's what they should do. Invest in your customers. And it isn't just like, it's not the patriotic thing, it is good for your business as well. Right now, oil and gas industry is sitting on nearly 9,000 unused but approved permits for production on federal lands, or more than 1 million unused acres they have a right to pump on. Families can't afford that companies sit on their hands. So, to help execute this first part of my plan, I'm calling for a use it or lose it policy. Congress should make companies pay fees on wells on federal leases they haven't used in years, and acre